This is my moment, watch me shine. I'm unstoppable, feel it in my soul. Good vibes only, I'm in control. Turn the music up, let the rhythm roll. I move my body, I'm alive, I glow. Unstoppable, dancing through the fire. Every step higher, taking me higher. Smile so big, can't hold it in. Good vibes, good life, let's begin. Every scar made me wiser. Every tear lit the fire. I don't fear what's ahead.
And I am live, everybody. Hello. Happy, amazing Wednesday, everyone. This is Araneth. I am the face behind this business page, personal page, and YouTube page. Hello, everyone. Naimbag nga rabi iyo amin dita kakabsat, right? So this is a part of my 90 days Goran Success Challenge. And tonight I'll be talking about my favorite tools for running this business that I have been doing for 6 years now. And also, I'll be offering you some tips, offer productivity tips as a working parent. But for those of you, I am a mother of two living here in San Francisco, California. I'm still working full time in a financial industry. And also, I am running a successful digital business for 6 years. So, yeah, so glad to be here. This is a part of my 90 Days Goran Success Challenge that I have been doing with my team and my business partners globally. And it's so nice to come here and really talk to you guys uh, with sharing you some different topics. I hope you are learning and also you are implementing, because you never know, maybe there's some keywords over there that you can practice every day, that can motivate you, that can change your perspective, and also change the way you look at things, right? So yeah, so I'll be talking to you guys and explain my favorite tools for business. And of course, this is not only for business, but you can also use this one for your day-to-day life and probably learn something, and you can implement it also in your daily to day life, and also for your corporate job as well. So yeah, so before I start, you know before I even talk about tools, I really want to ground this in something really important, guys, because a lot of people think that success comes from having the perfect app. Nowadays we're using different kinds of apps that can help us, that can help you and me, even my kids also. Nowadays they're using Chat GPT or something, AI, artificial intelligence, to make our life easier, right? Or maybe the perfect system, which is that's something that I have been doing and using for 6 years, or the perfect strategy as well. But what I've learned over the years, especially building a business while I am working full time and raising two kids, guys, is that tools don't build your business. You do. Because even though you download this app, or they provide you a system, if you are not doing the work, or if you are not implementing what's in front or what's offered in front of you, and it's not gonna work. you know Tools don't build your business, you do. Tools simply support your structure. They amplify your consistency, and they help you create leverage. But without discipline, without clarity and commitment to show up every single day, even the best tools won't work if you don't uh, um, do it, use it, right? And that's why today I'm not just going to list tools, I'm going to explain how I use them with intention. Be intentional, right? That's why coming here tonight, I've been very intentional. What one thing I can share for someone out there, for maybe you, that you can leverage, that you can learn something from me, that you can use that as a tool to make your life easier, right? And my favorite, and most powerful tool is actually not an app. It's the system that I aligned myself with. Because I didn't want to figure everything out from the scratch. I didn't want to guess what works, and I definitely didn't want to waste my time doing trial and error, right? While working full time and being a mom. So having a proven system, something that already has a structure, something that has a mentorship, automation, and step-by-step guidance become my biggest leverage point. This is what allows me to not chase people, not to convince anyone, and not to rely on my warm market as well. And instead, I simply plug into something that already works. And this has been used by lots of people worldwide. That's the difference between struggling and scaling with ease. That really gives me a peace of mind. And right now, social media as a tool for attraction. I use that. That is one tool that I use in order for me not to sell. That's another powerful tool that I use every single day is social media, but not in the way most people think. I don't use social media to sell. I use it to connect, share, and attract the people that I want to work with. Through how I do that, it's through my content, it's through my stories, my lives right now. Yeah, I am going live right now. I simply documenting my journey, sharing my truth, and allowing the right people to resonate with me. So, what I am talking right now is not resonating with you. This is not a perfect business for you. This is not a business for you. Literally, I am attracting the same mindset like me that has the same goals and dreams like me. And the same thing will be if I want to become successful, I have to be willing to pay the price and give up my environment if my environment is not really working me for my personal growth and development. I have to find ways and surround myself with successful people because I want to become successful. That's why this is something that my mentor, he is one of those first billionaire people that I met in person. He did mention that if you surround yourself with 5 millionaires, you will be the 6 millionaires. And he is right. And I have learned so much from him. And he helped me really um uh you know he helped me surround myself with those people who already know what they're doing. So that's why, again, social media, nowadays there's a lot of people using social media and they're using that tool every single day, but not in the way that most people think. As I mentioned earlier, I don't use social media to sell. I use it to connect with people, to share, and to attract people that I want to work with. How do I do that? Through my content, through my stories, through my lives. And I'm simply documenting my journey too, sharing my truths, sharing my stories, and allowing the right people to resonate with me. This is what we call attraction marketing, right? Instead of chasing people, I position myself in a way where people come to me already curious. And this becomes powerful because it saves me time, it saves you time, it protects my energy, your energy, and it builds trust naturally. Like what I am doing right now. If you resonate with my story, like, there's an aha moment over there. Like, I like what she's talking about. I'm attracted to her energy, right? Like, if I come in here like pouting with a bad mental attitude, I don't think you will be staying or watching me at the moment. Yeah. So likes attracts likes in the mind. That's what they always say. That's what they call there's a law of cause and effect, right? Yes, night and day, or what else? So sweet and sour, right? So positive and negative. So that's what it is. And then also another one that I truly leverage is the automation and leverage tools. Yeah, those are one thing that I use in my business as well. Yeah, because this is where working parents really win like me. I use tools like automated webinars or videos. Those are already done for me. Then I use tools that I follow up systems and messaging templates, simple funnels. Those are already done for me. It's the business in the box, right? I am working full time and I didn't even do these things. It was done for me. These tools really allow me to have conversations, educate people, and share the business model even when I'm at work, when I am uh, hanging out with my family, with my kids, or even I'm sleeping. And this is the beauty of building something that works for you, not because of you. I repeat that again. And this is the beauty of having a business that works for you, not of you. Because I am not available 24/7, but my system is, right? And one thing also that I use is personal development as my daily tool. That is the number one thing that I have been using for 6 years now. Personal development as a daily tool. This is one of the most overlooked tools is actually your mind because books, audio programs, mentorship calls, these are tools that shape your identity. You are creating that standard, your high standard. Just like Bob Proctor. Bob Proctor is my mentor. He taught me that your results are a reflection of your self image, not just your effort. And that changed everything for me because I stopped asking how do I do more, right? And I started asking who do I need to become, right? That shift alone is a tool that no app can replace. Another one, this is gonna be a short, guys, short live since I'll be working for my book as I haven't done my book for quite some time now. Yeah, because the editor is asking just to finish my book. So this is gonna be a short and sweet live, and it's really nice, right? So simplicity over complexity, right? At the end of the day, success doesn't come from having more tools. It comes from using the right tools consistently. You don't need to be everywhere. You don't need to do everything. You just need to have a system, a message, and consistency. And when you align these three together, everything else become easier. So that is something that I really want to share it with you guys about tools that I use or that to run my business. And the next one that I will be talking with you guys is the productivity tips for working parents. I'm working full time, right? And this is the reality of being a working parent too. Let's be real, guys. This is our moment. Being a working parent is not about having a perfect balance. It's about learning how to move with intention in the middle of the chaos, right? Because at the end of the day, your day doesn't belong to you. It belongs to your job, to your kids, and to your responsibilities. And somewhere in between, guys, you're trying to build something for your future. I understand that deeply because I live it every single day. And tip number one that I really want to share it with you guys is the time blocking, time blocking with purpose. One of the biggest things that changed my life, my life, yes, is productivity, is time blocking but with purpose. Sometimes we block our time without it's not even intentional, right? So not just filling my calendar, but assigning intention to my time. Just like today, I wrote here, oh, 1, 2, 3, 4 things that I needed to do. Like sometimes we write 6 things, 6 inspired actions that I do every single day, but I want to do the most important one because the other two or the three below that is the easiest thing for me to do. So I just wrote here. This is all my just like this one. This is my weekly to-do list, right? This is for Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. And tonight I will be putting Thursday, Friday, and Saturday over there. So if you have that, I'm so disciplined, guys. When it talks when when we talk about time, yeah, I do time blocking with purpose. All right. So for example, morning, right? My morning routine, I have to work on my mindset and plus preparation. My lunch break is I use my lunch break, my break time, my lunch time. I use that for my business follow ups, right? And evening, family, and then light tasks, just like I'm doing the live right now, and I'm doing the task that I have to do because most of the time I did it already during my lunchtime, right? So, because when you give your time, I mean, when you give your time a job, you stop wasting energy trying to figure out what to do next, right? That's why it's so important to have a time blocking, okay? But with intention too. Tip number two is focus on income, just like producing activities, right? Those are the activities that you need to do that are or that is aligned towards your goal. As a working parent, you don't have unlimited time, so you cannot afford to do everything. You have to focus on what actually you have to focus what actually moves the needle. Okay, for me, that means creating content, following up on my leads, plugging people into the system, a Zoom call with someone who wants to talk to me, inquiring about the business, right? There's so many things, and doing other inspired action, right? And then this is the time for me to not overthinking, not over editing, not trying to be perfect, intentional, intentional. If you are intentional on what you're doing, you're not even like it becomes flow. It's just like, you are not forcing the current, right? You just go with the flow. Whatever you set your mind to it without overthinking it, then let it be, right? Just take action on what matters most. Okay. Number three that I really want to share it with you guys is let go of perfection. Perfection is one of the biggest productivity killers. Okay. And as a mom, especially, we tend to want everything to be perfect before we move, right? But what I've learned is progress will always outperform perfection. Okay. Some days the house is messy, just like tonight, right? I have kids, you know, I have kids, let it be messy. Like there's no way for me to be like fixing everything. And then later on after 1 hour, my son is doing it. I train my son to do pick up and clean up, right? Because he has a task or action, inspired action that she needs to check out before he goes to bed, right? So like today, shoes. He just like his shoes, everybody's shoes. He just put it in a proper place, and he's gonna go to the kitchen and check the box. Oh, I am done with this, right? And another one is to pick up and clean up his toys. He's 6 years old. His toys is everywhere. And he knows, right? He knows that I don't like, mommy doesn't like toys everywhere in the floor, right? So before he even go to bed, I train him to go pick up and clean up. Then after that, he will check the box and put smiley face over there, because if he consistently doing that from Monday to Sunday, and I pay him, yes, I pay my kids, because again, this is something that I've learned from those people who are successful in the business. I even bought something in TikTok, right? For them to put their money book, right? That's where they put it. So like, okay, this is their money book. So I pay my kids to do their chores. Number one envelope is they put $1 over there. The second envelope, they put $2 over there. The third envelope, they put $2 over there, and I will add $1 in the third envelope. The first envelope goes to charity by choice. They want to give it to church, whatever they pick, That's the first envelope. The second envelope is they buy whatever they want. That is their money. I pay them to do that. So if they want to go and get some treats for them or toys from them, we will pick up the second envelope. And the third envelope, which is $3, right? Because I paid them $5 a week, right? It's a week. And then the third envelope, I put $2 over there, and I will add $1 more. Okay. And that goes to their bank account. So because again, why do I do that? Is because I want to train my kids to really do something good. The first envelope is for giving. The second envelope is to treat themselves for doing the work, right? And the third envelope is for them to invest it for their future, for their 529, right? So yes, that's something that I've learned uh, from from a well-known people, that I followed all the time. That's why they train their kids to be more productive. You have to pay them. You're circulating the money. You are training them to save, to give back to the community, and to treat themselves, right? So yeah, so that's what I do, and that's okay, right? And that's okay to do that. Okay, because this is not about doing everything perfectly, guys. As I mentioned earlier, it's about doing the best you can consistently. And tip number four is use small packets of time. You don't need hours to build a business. You need focus, laser for willpower. Okay. I built this business in my car during lunch, in between my meetings, after putting my kids to bed. Now they are sleeping and I am still working, right? Those small pockets of time, when used intentionally, can create massive results over time. People always say, like, oh, I don't have time to run this business. I'm working full time. I have two jobs. Like, oh my God, I am working full time too. But guess what? I use small packets of my time to build my business, like breaks, lunchtime. I don't watch TV. Instead of me wasting my time sitting down in front of the TV, I use that time to work on my business, right? I use this time while my kids are asleep. I use 1 hour of my time to stay here in my office and work on my business. It doesn't mean that you're going to be working 3 hours straight towards your business. No, small packets of time, as long as you use it intentionally. Number five is to always protect your energy. Productivity is not just about time, it's all about energy as well. Okay, because you can have time, but if you're exhausted, overwhelmed, mentally drained, you won't show up effectively. So protecting your energy means saying no when needed. Okay. Sometimes you always say yes, 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 and we feel bad after that. No, you have the right to say no. Okay. Say no when needed. You have to also create boundaries. Just like I love my kids so much, but I created boundaries for them. Like, especially now, my door is locked, right? Earlier, like, can mommy needs to work for an hour, okay? So I'm gonna bring you to bed, and then after that, I will not be beside you. Mommy will go downstairs and do the work on the business. And they understand it. At first, they don't understand it, but it's all about communication. It's all about uh, telling them or understanding, right? They have, and then the more I do it, repetition, right? Repetition is the first law of learning. The more you say this over and over and over again, they might not understand in the beginning, but the more you say it, like, mommy has to work, okay, because I'm building your future, so I can buy anything, whatever you want, right? And then they understand it. And also prioritizing rest when possible too, like just like me, right? At least as a part of my monthly monthly goal is to really take good care of myself, like going to a massage, to my facial, to probably be alone for 2 or 3 hours. I needed that. I need to reset my mind to do that. So it's so important to have alone time, guys. Even though you love your families, you have kids with you, but it's always important to have a moment. Like for me, I love walking, right? I love walking by myself because that's the only way for me to get away and reset my mind. Go out and hug a tree, right? Go on nature because sometimes nature really heal you. So that's basically one thing that I love to do, because you cannot pour from an empty cup. Okay, so you really need to reset that mind that you have, so and that energy, right? So you can better create more impact to other people. Okay, so to close this season is about you. It's about building you. So if you're a working parent, an immigrant, or someone that building a life or legacy for your family, or building something on the side, I really want you to know this. This season is not here to break you. It's here to build you. Every early morning, every uh, every late night, every sacrifice that you are dealing at the moment, it's shaping you into someone who can hold more. So don't rush it. You're never been late. That's just in your mind. You are always on time. Never ever compare your journey to someone else chapter 10. Okay, because if you do that, that make you drift, that shrink you. I really recommend you guys to read Outwitting the Devil. No, it's not like the word devil. It's all about the procrastination, why people procrastinate a lot, and letting their limiting belief, and uh, why that old self, the old self that, you know, wants you to stay in your comfort zone, and doesn't want you to stretch, right? That's the other self, the old self, the devil that doesn't want you to grow. So I really recommend you guys to study that. I study it for two times, and now I am restudying it with my mentors as well. And it's so good. How can you outwit the devil? The devil, the inside of you, the old self, and not allowing this old self drift you. Because once you drift, then you're not gonna be where you want to be in life. So really really commend that. It's such a beautiful book. Just stay consistent, stay committed, and uh and trust the journey. Trust what you're building now will because what you're building now will give you the freedom you're you're praying for. So yeah, because again, this is the only way out. This is the only passport that you have to build the life that you want to live. I mean, that's why give yourself grace, but don't ever lower your standard. This is so important. I'm gonna repeat that again. Give yourself grace, but don't lower your standard. This is so important. Because life will happen. Kids get sick, work gets busy, things don't go as planned, and those moments you have to adjust, but never ever quit. Never ever quit. That mindset alone will separate you from most people. you know that's why always build a future while living in the present. That's one of the hardest thing as a working parent, is trying to build a better future while still being present today. And I'll be honest, guys, there are moments I feel guilty when I am in meetings, when I'm answering messages, when I'm building this business. Just like yesterday, I was in a meeting all day, And then, like, knowing the fact that I have to go and pick up my son at 6 o'clock, and that would took me an hour to go and pick him up. And I was on a meeting, and meeting managers meeting all day yesterday. And I'm looking at the time, like, oh my God, it's almost 5 o'clock, and I have to pick up my son at 6 o'clock. And that's gonna take me an hour to go there. And just really hoping that there's no traffic. But what did I do? I didn't think about me being late. Yes, I see the time. I know the time that it will take me an hour to go to pick up my son. I know there's gonna be traffic there, but within me, within me, I'm picking up my son on time. That's something that I ingrained in my subconscious mind, because who's gonna pick him up? The daycare will close at 6 o'clock, and I'm looking at my time, like, wow, that's gonna takes me an hour to go there. But I send that words to the universe that I'll be there on time. And so when I left the meeting, it's already done. So we're done at 5:12. Okay. I really thought that the meeting is done at 5 o'clock, and that will be like 6 hours to go there. And then left the meeting place at 5:12, and have to be there at my son's daycare to pick him up. And I feel so anxious, but try to relax, right? And like I was driving and I was speeding, and then boom, there's just a cop coming in. You're like, oh my God, there's an accident probably, But it's just like the awareness that I have. Oh no, don't put your energy towards that, RNF, because the cop. So I kind of like slow down a little bit when the siren is like, hey, you know what I mean? So like I just drove, just relax and just play my music, just rocking it, right? And then it's because I choose to play the music, so I won't be thinking about me, hitting the traffic or whatever. And then the the cops just passed by, and I was thinking, should I go in the fast lane or just stay here in the in the slow lane, because it's taking forever, because it's really it's a rush hour. And I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna take the fast lane. And then if I have an opportunity to go in the slower lane, and I'm gonna be doing that zigzag, right? And I'm looking at my time. I got this, RNL. So I talk to myself. I have that inner conversation. I never put myself in a negative state. I'm playing some good music, high vibration. And then later on, like, I hit on the peak of that um, top of the hill, and then there you go, it's slowing down now, and then like there's no traffic. I think it's just traffic because everybody is merging. But once we go, when I pass that merging area, well, it's getting faster. So I went to the fast lane, just drive all the way there. And then when I reach where people are merging again, it's kind of like I slow down a little bit. And then there you go, I made it to my son's daycare 2 minutes to 6 o'clock. Can you imagine that? 2 minutes to 6 o'clock. So like God is so good, He is always working out for me. I'm always at the right place at the right time. So yeah, but I always remind myself, I always remind myself what I am building. I am what I am building, because I am creating options. I am creating freedom. I'm I am creating different life for my children, and that really gives everything I do is meaning. What meaning are you putting in every day-to-day life, every time you are facing some obstacles or challenges in your life? You have to always find a way, and not stay there on that negative state, on the worry state, or on the fear state, right? Always find a way to be in that level of standard that you want to be. Don't shrink. Create that winner's image, create that standard, and be there. Even though if someone's trying to pull you down, remember who you truly are, right? Stay there. Yeah. So again, you're not behind. if you're listening to this and thinking, I don't have enough time, I am tired, I don't know if I can do this. I really want you to hear this clearly, guys. Again, you are not behind. You are in a season that is preparing you. So if you're child or if you're facing challenges at the moment, just remember you are being prepared. You are being prepared into something beautiful. Every challenge, every sacrifice, every moment you choose to keep going, it is building a version of you that can handle the life you're asking for. So never stop. Don't stop. Even if it's slow, that's the game of life that we're playing with. Even if it's messy, just keep going because one day you're going to look back at that season and realize that this is where everything changed. So just really, really enjoy the journey and stay in lesser focus into that goal, into that life that you want to become one day. So, it's just around the corner, like it's just like when you're FaceTime with your family. Like you think that they are so far away, but it's just a click of the cell phone, a slide of the cell phone, I can see you, you can see them right away. It's the same thing with your goal. You might not see it, you might not see it yet, but it is there within you. It's just a belief system that you have to implant, ingrained in the garden of your subconscious mind, and do it, reprogram yourself that you are already that person, because the way you program yourself, that you see your family, on FaceTime, you train your mind to be that way, right? So it's the same thing, it's the same law, right? So we're working with the same law. All right, so that's it for me, everybody. I hope you learned something from this 37 minutes live. Thank you so much, everyone, for your support and your engagement. I love you and have a good night. Bye bye.
This is my moment, watch me shine. I'm unstoppable, feel it